John 1:14, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory, glory as of the monogenēs. Okay, so literally, glory as of the monogenēs from the Father. ESV translates it, only Son. Interestingly, Theos is not there. There is no Son. But they put Son in because that's clearly what it's referring to. But it's just the word monogenēs. It's literally glory as of the only begotten from the Father, full of grace and truth. So Irons comments, it's difficult to see how the meaning of only or one and only fits in a meaningful way unless the notion of sonship or begottenness is part of the meaning of the word. And then he points out, ironically, many translations add son because they recognize it doesn't make sense unless son from the Father. The son's not there. It's only begotten from the Father. So I think, let me just check, I think that's how ESV translates it. Only begotten from the Father, right? And they'll usually footnote it, can mean unique, one of a kind, because that's true, can mean that. But contextually, you either have to add son, like ESV does, or you translate it how it can also be translated, only begotten. Verse 18, no one has ever seen God, this is a key one, the only, here it's interesting, the only begotten God, the monogenēs God, who is at the Father's side, who is literally, who is in his bosom. I like that translation better. He has made him known. Now, there is a textual variant that some take here, only Son, but the older reading, I believe, is God. And Roland McEwen, commenting on this verse, says, there's a problem here for those who restrict monogenēs to uniqueness. That is to say that Jesus is the unique God would sound a little strange in context. God and the Father are usually not, if ever, so juxtaposed when referring to the two persons of the Godhead. Nevertheless, conservative commentators are unanimous, at least on the fact that monogenēs theos here refers to the deity of Christ. It's clearly referring to Christ. Theologically, however, he says, the connection between the divine essence of Christ and his sonship is eternal generation, the eternal sonning of the Son. So it makes sense, again, in context here, not just to say the only God. Is that what ESV? Yeah, the only God. And there's a footnote, the only one who is God, ESV says, or some manuscripts say the only Son. So they like that rendering, actually, because it's clearly about the Son, so the one and only Son, or the unique Son, makes more sense. But how does monogenēs God, if that's the right rendering, what is that? Well, if it's the only begotten God, then that is a strong statement of the deity of Christ.